Hey guys, welcome back to my channel where everybody eats. I hope you're hungry. Tonight I asked my mom to teach me something that my grandpa taught her and I've literally never made. So I'm gonna learn along with you. This is a great meal for trick-or-treat night because you can stick it in the crock pot. It is kid friendly and you can make it spoopy just by marketing. So I guess I should tell you, it is hot dog stew. One of my favorites. All right, are you ready to get started? If you are, let's go. Now, I literally don't know how to make this. So I asked my mom to go ahead and teach, and you could just pretend that Ray fell in love with Kylo, got married, had 2 children, and is in the kitchen for me. No, we're not gonna do any of that. Okay. Okay, honestly, I don't know how to make this. So I asked my mom to come help teach me how to make it. I'm gonna be her sous chef and be in the background. And you can just find amusement in whatever suits your fancy. I will interject. If you have special allergies or food concerns, I'll let you know what to do. Here we go. So, the first thing we need for hot dog stew are hot dogs. All right, and how many hot dogs do we need, Mom?
Well, we're gonna serve 6, so I figured 2 apiece, that makes 12.
Yeah, unless you're my boys, and then that serves 1 of them. So
that's
true. If you are vegan, you can use a good vegan hot dog. Okay, but you do need to watch for the allergies if you have other ones. Otherwise, use a good kosher hot dog. Something with a lot of garlic and a lot of onion in it.
And the thing to know about the hot dogs are that you can cut them slightly on the diagonal like that, and then it increases the surface. They're gonna make about a 1/2 inch wide slices, and it'll increase the surface and give you more time to have those little brown bits.
And if you want to be spoopy, leave them long and call them witch's fingers.
Ooh.
But we don't be spoopy here. We just be cosplay.
Well,
so go ahead and cut them up.
Only because I like more brown bits. There we go. So we are going to take 1 teaspoon of oil.
Do we have oil?
We forgot the oil. Because I am her mom, so some of what Naomi gets from me. There we
1
go.
teaspoon of oil.
1 teaspoon of oil.
Got it.
Super. And the reason why is because when you first start to do hot dogs, they would kind of stick, and we don't want that to happen. So just 1 teaspoon of oil on the stove. Heat it up a little bit. When it gets hot, you're going to add the hot dogs to that, and you're going to just cook them until they're browned on all sides. Okay, everybody, so once those hot dogs are browned, they'll kind of look a little bit like that.
Okay.
And put it back in with the others. There you go.
And what are we going to add to that, Mom?
To that, we're going to add 1 large onion that you have sliced up like this. There we go.
About 2 cups. Now, if your kids hate onions, you can slice this even smaller, or you can leave them out altogether. But it does add something to both the texture and the flavor.
Yes, it does.
If you want to get spoopy, call them mummy wrappings, and maybe they'll eat them.
So
And we're going to go ahead and let that soften.
We're just going to let the onions soften, and so they're not quite as crunchy.
About how many minutes?
It's probably going to take maybe a minute or 2. Not very long. Okay, everybody. So now I know you cannot see what Naomi's doing way behind me there, but your onion should just be a little bit cooked like that, along with those delicious browned hot dogs. Yum, yum.
And what are we going to add to that?
And to that, we are going to add, let's pop those in. There we go. Got to be with our friends. We're going to put in 2 tablespoons of gluten-free flour in this home. Better, you know it. Or any cup for cup gluten-free flour, 2 tablespoons. Or if you aren't a home that needs to be gluten-free, of course you could use 2 tablespoons of regular flour.
And we're just going to go ahead. Okay, so I'm acting like I know what I'm doing. I don't. But I'm going to guess we let the flour absorb all of the grease and flavor.
Yes, you're just going to cook that on top of the stove for about another 30 seconds to a minute tops, just so that the flour is cooked out a little bit. Now at this point, we've got our hot dogs browned and our onions are cooked, and I'm gonna ask Naomi to bring over the crock pot for me. And Trivet.
My son made that. I'm sorry. It's just too cute. I had to share it. I gotta brag.
Sweet.
I mean, he's 6'5" now, so he made it a long time ago, but that's okay.
Well, it kind of looks like a little spooky face for Halloween.
It is spoopy. All right, and you need the crock pot bowl?
We do.
Okay.
Okay, so guess what, Naomi?
Guess what? Well, I don't know what.
It's the best part because
Okay.
it's what we call dump in one pot.
Yay! Okay, so we're gonna dump the onions and the potatoes in the pot.
That's correct.
Okay, I'm gonna lift and you are gonna scrape.
Sounds great.
And just try not to burn my mama.
Well, I'll step back a little. How about that?
Oh, that sounds great.
There we go. I'm sure you all can do this at home with one person.
Yes. If you're doing this with your kids, this is not a step for kids, okay?
That's right.
Yeah. So you dump the hot dogs and the onions into the bowl.
That's right.
And what do you add to that?
To that, you're going to add 8 to 10 potatoes. And the reason why I say 8 to 10 is because, well, your potatoes can be tiny. Your potatoes can be, you know, big. I used medium-sized potatoes. So we're going to just take them and dump them all in.
Okay, now if you're feeding little kids, you might want to cut them into 1-inch pieces. If you're feeding bigger kids, my experience is that we like the bigger pieces.
Right. Since I used to medium potatoes, ours were all cut into eighths.
All right. And what are we going to add to that?
Well, to that, we are going to add 1 can of tomato puree.
And it's a 28-ounce can?
Yes.
All right.
Okay, the next part. I know.
I already know what it is, so I'm
But
like
you know,
freaking out.
it is October.
It is October.
And so we have to have something squishy.
Squishy and gross, right?
Right.
Eyeballs, which
So-
are actually,
Well, these are whole
Tomatoes.
tomatoes. So
they're giant eyeballs. Ooh.
what you want to do with those is you're going to want to take them and squish them in your hands. Now this is the part for the kids. Oh, I'm so sorry. I don't want to get on your costume.
It's so cool. I'm so okay with standing over here.
Okay, so I'm going to do these since we know that Naomi does have texture issues.
I
She always
totally
has.
do.
And you know,
I'm
as
not
a
the
mom-
kid to do this.
No, maybe not.
No.
But my other kids would have been able to do this. So we go ahead and squish this up. And I just love this because I could not believe that my father-in-law was actually cooking in the first place. And I had never seen him cook anything. And then he was actually doing this with his hands and told me this was the best part.
And I totally believe everybody who tells me it's the best part. I believe it 100%.
And they can all do that best part.
And so
right?
we need 2 of those 28-ounce cans.
We need 2 of those, so it takes a second to do this. But then that's why you have, you know, children. Of course, if you don't have children, you can still do this because it's fun.
Right.
For some of
And
us.
right. Yeah, it's so much fun.
What would you do if you were by yourself, though?
I would change the recipe on you and use diced tomatoes.
Maybe, or you could, you know, use a knife and cut them up.
Okay.
Let's face it,
Okay.
you could do that. But I'm making a mess. But
Oh gosh.
it's the best part. I'm promising.
Best part.
And so, at this point, they're all nice and squished, and you're going to want to mix it up. Some people would use a spoon, but at this point, take a look. So I'm just going to use my hands.
All right. Yeah.
Mix it all in.
All right. That's awesome.
Yes.
I love you.
Yeah.
And I'll bring you here for Halloween every year.
There we go.
If I don't have to.
And it
do
does
that.
look a little Halloween, don't you think? Right
Oh,
here.
it looks a little Halloween.
Okay.
All right.
And then I'm going to pass this off to Naomi. She's going to put this on her crock pot base.
And we're gonna put it on. I mean, crock pots are pretty predictable. 4 hours on high or 8 hours on low. If you put it on before work, you can grab a quick dinner before you trick or treat. If you put it on low, you can grab a quick dinner after you trick or treat. Well, I don't know what to tell you. It really is that easy. If you want to make it extra special, you could serve it with a little mummy bread, or just eat it as it is. It's delicious. If you like this recipe and want to To see more, make sure to subscribe to my channel. And remember, we do what we do for the love of you. She does it for the love of me.
True.
But we get our energy from coffee. So if you'd like to buy us a cup so we can do more recipes faster, please feel free. Click the link in the description below and we'll see you soon. Don't forget, I love you. Bye.